Hello and welcome to my workshop. In this video, I'm pushing buttons. My current project is to make wooden buttons. Something like this. Although, they need to be round and nicely polished and everything else. The one thing that makes or breaks a wooden button, aside from the wood that is the positioning of the holes. The idea is to get them as close to the center as possible, and there are ways to drill the holes onto the drill press with a complicated procedure, but I figured since I have a CNC, why not use it? I mean, the CNC is built to do repetitive work over and over and over again without complaining, so I figured let's try it. So here is what I did differently. I took my 1/8 drill bit and I put it into the CNC module. The 1/8 bit is the only one that works here. I mean, we know the collet is 1/8 and all the other bits that come with the snap maker are 1/8 shank in size. So that's the only drill bit that actually works. If your size is somewhat different, well, you either have to make adjustments for it or do it on the drill press like I said earlier. And the other thing that I did is I created a 90-degree fence right here so that every time I place a button, the CNC goes in, drills the holes, then I take the next button and repeat the process over and over again. So let's see how it goes. The first thing we need to do is set up the origin, and for this project I've decided to use the center of the square as the origin. The reason being I need to make two different sizes of buttons, so having a consistent origin is the key. Now I've already done that ahead of time, so I'll just demonstrate. When we go to the origin, it goes right in the center, but you see that when I'm using the smaller block and butt it against the fence, that's not going to work exactly because the origin would end up here, so my button holes would be in the completely wrong place. And that's where those cherry shims come into play. So what I do is I first butt them up against the fence, and then I put in the block, and when I go to the origin, it is right where it needs to be. Let me demonstrate. So I'm just going to run a file that drills just the pilot holes. Of course, I have all the necessary safety gear with me, goggles and gloves and hearing protection, and let's just get going. Now I do need to hold it with my hands, and that's why I have my glove. And there it is, we have 4 perfect holes. But do you see the problem? And it's kind of going on right now. So after the snap maker executes the file, the G code, what it does, it goes back to the very top position. So for me to be doing 50 some odd buttons and have the button butted against the fence, then having to wait for everything to come up and down all the time, that's kind of equivalent to me trying to find a new solution for my drill press. So I did something, and here it is. So let me just demonstrate, going to the work origin. So you see it's taking a little bit of time, kind of like 10-15 seconds for it to go to the origin. So that's kind of 30 seconds to go up and down, and again, having that time taken just to do this is kind of pointless. So here is my solution. Oops, you just need to raise it up a little bit. So we are at the work origin, and this is what we'll do. We're going to start the process. And as you can see, it stops, it waits a few moments, and it begins again. So that gives me time to change the workpiece, maybe remove the fence if I need to, and then it keeps on going again. So this is perfect for repetitive work. And we're not done yet. We're just gonna have to remove this. So I'm waiting a little bit longer right now, about 10 seconds. Before I used to wait only 5. And that's our final piece right here. And there you have it. Repetitive work done, and all the buttons and all the holes are looking perfect. If you want to know what I did to make the snap maker repeat the same sequence over and over again with a small pause in between, wait for one of my next videos. I will go deeper into G-code and the various commands within it. Right now, I have to make all those pieces into buttons. Buttons are not difficult, they're just repetitive work. So for the purposes of this video, I'm just gonna take one of these work pieces and turn that into the buttons. Let's get to it. And this is how I make my buttons, a combination between modern technology and good old-fashioned lathe work. Of course, with a CNC I can practically have any design that's gonna come out perfect every time, but I like the blend between the two. Plus, the good old-fashioned lathe work lets me be more creative. So for example, in this I can have a little bit deeper dip into the middle section on the top, and then that can make it look like a heart. Maybe. Now I have to get busy to make the other 42 buttons, but you can like, share and subscribe with the notification bell, and also follow me on all social media channels. All the links are in the description.